I mean, I'd put social justice in quotes, and I'm not sure. I mean, social justice, the way that it was described by the left and practiced by the left, I'm not sure it would be that bad to have the end of that. I mean, the way that they were talking about it on colleges' campuses over the past couple decades has been an abomination, and it's been filled with exactly these kinds of contradictions. It's just that I think what we've seen taking place on the ground in Israel and what we've heard taking place in the discussions here has, I think, forced some on the left to confront these contradictions, right? I mean, it's not the contradictions haven't been there the whole time. It's that they're finally being asked to confront them. Yeah, I mean, watching the scenes unfold, particularly on college campuses, and we should point out, not all college campuses, but many college campuses, and certainly on elite college campuses. On the one hand, I think you said last week, Sarah, it's both not surprising and shocking because we've seen sort of lesser versions of this or less offensive versions of this for years. I mean, this is sort of the way that elite college campuses have handled big, complicated debates. They simplify these things. There's, I think, peer pressure among students to join sort of the lefty side of these things, and the debates aren't terribly sophisticated. There's a lot of peer pressure and a lot of sort of groupthink. What I guess makes it different is that it's happening against the backdrop of what we saw on October 7th, and there's just certainly there's an attempt on the left to erase what happened then or replace what happened then, pretending that these things that happened didn't happen. And we saw this very early where you had pro-Hamas commentators in the West saying, no, this didn't happen. The babies weren't beheaded. There weren't rapes. It was a concerted effort to say that this didn't happen because I think it made the subsequent part of the debate that much more difficult on the left. I think this could very well be part of a broader realignment. I mean, I think there's been, sort of in elite circles on the center left, a growing frustration with the wokeness, the sort of mind-numbing wokeness from the left, the knee-jerk wokeness from the left, and people have moved against that. Will Republicans or people on the right, and I'm thinking of this now in political terms, be smart enough to take advantage of it? I share the skepticism that Donald Trump will be able to do that in a place like Michigan. But even if you look at what Republicans are doing in Congress, for the first time conditioning Israel aid on a cut to the funding of the IRS. I'm skeptical of increased funding for the IRS. I didn't like what Democrats did when they added that to the big bill. What was it, a year ago? But I'm not sure this would be the right time to have that argument. Just fund Israel aid. This should be a simple thing, regardless of the politics. I mean, I think there's an obvious moral case. But if you're thinking of it in terms of politics, there's a pretty simple political case too.